G'day folks, Sapper here. Today I'm going to cover off on World of Warplanes. World of Warplanes just released 2.0, and given how they've essentially remade the game, I thought I'd take this opportunity to show off my favourite plane series, the Mitsubishi A6 Zero. This particular model is the Tier 6 M5. First, however, I want to cover off on how you turn on the in-game alternate interface. The alternate interface, much like World of Tanks and World of Warships, shows health bars, type, as well as some other info. In World of Warplanes, this other info includes AA radii and ground installations. The first thing you do is go up to the top right and click the little settings button, or hit escape. You then go to settings, controls, and click battle interface. At the top of the battle interface section, you can see show players. Click on the left Alt key and then change the option from hold the key to press the key. Obviously this doesn't default the alternate UI on, it simply makes it toggle as opposed to hold. I highly suggest doing this, the information is very useful. Alright, let's get to the fight. World of Warplanes has very short queue times. It does this through filling the games with bots. The maximum queue time is 1 minute and 20 seconds. In the last 20 seconds of this, it will even tell you which tiers are most common in queue and ask you if you wish to switch planes. You generally don't need to though. Warplanes only tiers up or down by 1, which means that you're never going to find yourself with the same tier 8 conundrum as in tanks or ships. The map we're in is Plateau. There are 2 garrisons, a basic type of cap point, 2 airfields with repair stations, and 1 military base. Airfields allow you to spawn in their location once you have captured them, and military bases fire rockets at enemy installations, which quickly turn a cap over. Military bases are almost always the key to victory. The Mitsubishi Zero was arguably the best long-range fighter in World War II. It was simply designed with lightweight in mind, and was primarily made out of an aluminium alloy. Due to the light weight, she had long range, excellent agility, and almost no protection. In Warplanes, the Zero is similar. She has no HP, is very susceptible to fire, however has amazing horizontal agility and can do excellent damage. In short, she's a dogfighter, and if the enemy glances at you, you explode. So as you can see here, I've headed straight towards the garrison, and I'm dogfighting the neutrals. As you kill the neutrals and the installations, the cap will actually switch over to yours. If there's enemy fighters in here, then if you kill them, they also count. And you can see I run a pretty low sensitivity, which is probably not ideal in a dogfighter, but I make it work. So that's what that flick is. It's me repositioning my mouse to then drag it further off ahead again. You'll notice that the first thing I did was see one of the neutrals going after an ally. One of your biggest priorities in warplanes is to protect your allies. The other thing you'll notice there is that my weapon's overheated. Normally you would burst fire to keep your weapons from overheating, but as that guy was quite low on health, I decided to just keep going with it. Now that we've capped the garrison, which is nice and quick, I'm working out, am I going to the military base or am I going to the airfield? I had a quick look over the airfield, they've already almost got it. Ally called for help, so, oh well, looks like I'm heading that way. And as you can see, the Alt key showing up the AA radii, and there you go, ours kind of little popped up on the minimap there. The equipment I've got is first aid kit, the wing or tail repair, and an experience booster. Currently my M5 is pretty stock. I think I might have unlocked one of the guns, but that'd be about it. She generally runs, the Zeros will run like a small caliber, like a 7.7 or something I think it is, and then a couple of 20 mils. 20 mils are your primary damage, so your play is all about optimizing whether you should be firing those or not. And as you can see, enemies are coming in. I haven't even bothered going after the neutrals. I'm going straight after the low health. It looks like he could be a bot. Most of the bots tend to have pretty generic nation type names, and I take him down pretty quick. And I go after the next one. Again, I'm pretty sure this guy's a bot. Based on the way he's moving, it looks like it. You can generally spot the players because they'll have, player type names. And stalled, and fire, and gone. So there you go. King James in a P40. I wasn't paying attention. And our allies have gotten the bottom airbase, so I'm spawning there, just on the off chance the enemy's already heading there. The other thing is it's got the repair, so I want to be close to that, because with the low health Zero, you want to make sure that you're near a repair facility. And that's a player, and you can see the turning, the maneuverability. He's got no chance. And I'm diving under the assumption that one of the enemy fighters would be chasing me. Apparently he wasn't, they're already down there. Alright, so I'm looking around. Okay, so I need to go after this one. That's an F4F, quite tanky. They're a multi-role, so they've got bombs or rockets, and as well as the guns, but nowhere near as agile as an interceptor. You can see I'm constantly using my boost to try and get close enough to use my guns. Again, you can see my flick from my mouse sensitivity. Again, I'm going after the enemy that's chasing an ally. In this case, it's just a defense aircraft, but we don't want them getting many control points because they've already got the military base firing on us. So this is where I decided. I went, crud. Okay, they're firing rockets. We need to get this fast. So I've proceeded straight away towards the military base. The whole idea is I go in there, take out a couple, and if I need to bail out, I can just go back for the repair. Problem is, two fighters coming in towards the airfield. And with the concentration of allies, I figured I could at least risk a head-on. Again, I played a little bit risky there, taking the damage from the lag. My thinking is that, it's alright, I can just go back and repair. Here's that King James. You notice he's a heavy fighter and he's pulling away from me. Silly though, he actually turned and allowed me to get in range. Heavy fighters tend to be very quick and have long boosts, so they boom and zoom. So essentially go in, hit a target hard, and then zoom out before anyone can hit you. He didn't, however. He turned, so I was able to get the jump on him. Again, you can see my low sensitivity there.
Our military base is launching strikes on the enemy. This will make things easier for you.
And that's an attack aircraft. They tend to be very tanky, do a lot of ground damage. And I've got to try and hold this military base as long as I can. I wasn't paying attention, but our airfield at bottom's getting taken. Here's me, I'm like, I'll go back and defend and heal up. I don't think I'm going to get there in time. Yep, so I've given up on that. They've pretty much got it. So I turn to take out a fighter heading in towards the military base. And you can see the enemy here is pretty much streaming in one or two at a time. And with our numbers, we're able to easily take them down before the next lot gets there. A point to note with the Zero, if you've got an enemy on your tail, and it does tell you, barrel out really quickly. You want to corkscrew down, away, whatever way you can go that it's going to keep you alive. Make quick work of him. Again, allies helping out. And this King James has switched planes a few times now. When you die, you can switch planes to same tier. So, if your team's lacking a heavy fighter, and oh, I'm on fire. You notice that the fire went out really quick. It's because I've got a captain perk where the quicker I maneuver, the quicker the fire goes out. And on a Zero, it's amazing. It means you almost don't have to run the fire extinguisher. When you're fighting on a climb like this, you've got to use your boost to keep up with them with the Zero, because she doesn't have much engine power. Much torque, I suppose. and this is actually quite a close game if you look at the score. Plus side is we've got the military base. So at the moment, I'm just trying to gun down this IL-2 as quick as I can, give him something else to think about apart from attacking the base. But he seems to be on a suicide mission. I probably should have burst to allow my 20 mils time to cool down and do more damage, but... and I'm at low health. At the moment, it'd be really nice if I could duck out to an airfield, but I don't think I'm going to get that opportunity. You can see what I'm talking about the attack aircraft. They're usually very tanky. Oh, just managed to get away from that one.
The military base
Nope.
has been captured by the enemy. Shape up, pilot.
And you'll see that I'm unable to sortie.
About to win.
The reason being that a squall came in. Essentially, it's their way of reducing the kind of constant respawns. You can see there I've like absolutely dominated. I don't know if we're going to get the win out of this, but I've definitely done my part. You got two things there. You got combat points and rating, and so the rating is the ranked symbol next to your combat points, and that's based on those three different things at the bottom there: destroying when defending, aerial targets destroyed, and capture points received. So you can be, you know, third on the combat points, but first on the rating. And yeah, they've pretty much got this. Very close to getting us with points. The only way we're going to win this is if our allies manage to shoot down all the enemy aircraft. If you shoot down all the enemy aircraft after the score is hit, then you win. However, usually one of the teams will get to points first. Especially when there's bombers in the game, because they're very hard and it takes a lot of time to actually get up and kill them. Alrighty. Just gonna skip to the post-battle screen. Alright, I always like looking at summary first, but let's have a look. Flying start. Effective fire. And subjugator. The rewards on the left tend to be the sort of smaller ones. The ones on the right tend to be the sort of the U-buttes. So Flying Guardian. Guardian, and Hero of the Sky. You can see there it's telling me I've got some components I can unlock, and that I definitely did most of the work for my team. Based on my awards, I primarily was defending for most of that match. But that's fine. Alright, let's have a look at upgrades. So yeah, I had the 13mm upgrades from 7.7s, and I recommend Reflector, and then the 2 maneuverability equipment modules. I think it works out to be about 500k. I think it's 200, 150, 200, something like that. From tier 6 and up, I definitely recommend running equipment modules. The cost can easily be made back with premiums, and yeah, they just give you that extra little bit of an advantage. Alright, so that was the Mitsubishi Zero A6M5. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I've got a second one coming up with the A6M3 Experimental, which is the premium tier 5 Zero, and it's an amazing plane. It's got 30mm cannons, which you don't see until much higher tiers, and they do a lot of damage. Anyway, stay tuned guys, and thanks for watching.